You know what's really interesting that I didn't quite realize until earlier today is that it has been over 11 months since Tekken 8 released, right? We're in the middle of the first Tekken World Tour Finals as of time of recording. During the first Tekken World Tour Finals of Tekken 7, we'd already had 2 guest characters in Tekken 7 and 1 guest character was announced at the World Finals, that being Noctis. And keep in mind that Tekken 7 didn't release until June of that year, whereas Tekken 8 released in January of this year. So it's been almost a year really since Tekken 8 released, which is crazy to say, and we haven't had a sniff of a guest character. The reason I say all of this is because of the recent announcement that the Tekken team put out, which I'll put on screen now, that basically says that, yeah, during the Tekken World Tour Finals this year, you ain't getting jack. Alright, well, we're going to get something. There will be new information about future updates for Tekken 8, but nothing about the next playable character, which is something that people are really looking forward to, including myself. And naturally, because Tekken 7 had so many guest characters, and they all really came in a short span of time, people were kind of like, bro, where's the guest? And especially because Tekken 8 is in a very controversial spot right now. Now, as a lot of you probably know, the Game Awards is coming up in a week from now, time of recording. So it's seeming likely that a guest character could be announced at the Game Awards, because Tekken 8 is up for a nomination at the Game Awards, so it would make sense. I do think as well that Heihachi seems fitting for the marquee character of a season pass. It seems kind of weird to me that we could get a character in this season pass who is more impactful than Heihachi, because Heihachi, he's the man, like he's the main villain of Tekken, you know. It doesn't get much bigger than Heihachi for Tekken. So are they really gonna go ahead and put a guest character in the game right now? I don't know, they might be changing up the strategy a bit from last time, whereas maybe they felt Tekken 7 needed more eyes on it, hence bring in a guest character. I mean, they did that with Akuma before the game even came out on consoles. Maybe they think it's not necessary right now in Tekken 8 and they want to save that for later when the game's starting to die down a little bit. Harada did say that he wants Tekken 8 to go on for like 10 years, so perhaps he's just keeping that sort of play in his pocket. But I do want to speculate about who it could be. In case you missed it, I did actually do a whole guest character wishlist / predictions video before, which you can check out after watching this video. I would like to talk about possibility of what returning characters could return as well. I have to mention Tifa in this video because it feels like a lot of fans kind of just have Tifa set in stone in their mind, like she will be in Tekken one day, do you know what I mean? And it's almost like there's been a war between Tifa fans and Kiryu fans, and for the record, I am definitely on the Kiryu side of that. As for Kiryu, as much as I would pop for that, I'd go crazy, I don't think it's going to happen. Just because Nagoshi, who is the producer of the Yakuza Like a Dragon games, said that he doesn't want Kiryu in Tekken, so I doubt he's going to change his mind, and I don't think Majima will be in it either, or any other character from Yakuza. I do think Snake is still a decent shout, because keep in mind that we do have Metal Gear Solid Delta releasing soon, so it could make sense for Tekken and Metal Gear to say, yeah, let's put Naked Snake / Big Boss in Tekken, build up the hype for that game as well, even though it is already getting a lot of hype, so that would be good for Tekken as well. They could just go crazy and put Spider-Man in the game or something, for all I know. But I do want to talk about which characters could return from previous Tekken games for Tekken 8 as well. The first character that comes to mind is actually Ogre, and I guess specifically Ancient Ogre. Ogre made an appearance technically in the Tekken 8 story mode, and it looks like they put a lot of effort into making his character model. It was actually one of my friends who mentioned this to me. Like, doesn't it seem weird that they would put all this time and budget into making Ogre look this good, just to never use the character model outside of the story mode, just like in this small scene? I do think that would be really exciting for Tekken fans. I mean, Ogre the only time he's made an canon appearance was in Tekken 3, and that game released on consoles in '98, so it's been a long time to say the least. There are always going to be people talking about characters like Bruce as well, Falcon Ram, Bob. I guess a lot of people are talking about characters from like Dead or Alive or Virtua Fighter, because those are other 3D fighting games. Personally, I just don't see it. The thing about Dead or Alive is that I'm not sure how many people would really be excited for that. There's obviously a hardcore audience for the game, and it's been around for a long time, but Dead or Alive 6 wasn't anywhere near as successful as a lot of people anticipated it would be. So I'm not really sure what's in it for Tekken to put like Kasumi in the game. Virtua Fighter, it's one of them situations where, do they really want to go with an old school fighting game character as the first guest character for Tekken 8? I don't think so, because look at Tekken 7, Akuma, he was the guest character to get everyone buzzing, everyone talking about Tekken 7. Talking to this one guy when Terry got announced for Smash, and he was like, bro, I don't even know who this is. And we were like the same age, right? Just not sure that they'd want to start off with a character who a lot of the general video game audience frankly just aren't gonna know. If it's from Virtua Fighter, even if it's from Dead or Alive, that's probably gonna be the case. You could say the same for the SNK games as well. I know obviously like Mai Shiranui got announced for Street Fighter, as did Terry. Remember when Noctis got announced and there were so many memes that went beyond the FGC, and video game fans in general were just making memes about the next Tekken guest character. There was one about like Kermit the Frog. There's one about Kermit the Frog doing something that I'm not sure I can say on YouTube, but yeah. As for what we're gonna get at Tekken World Tour Finals, obviously I don't know right now because it hasn't happened yet, but I'm expecting maybe an announcement of an announcement, which would be pretty lame. Maybe they will share some details about Season 2, but you know, it does feel a bit early for a Season 2 announcement, because it was the 6th of August 2018 that they announced Season 2 for Tekken 7. So that's over a year after the release of the game. I don't know, I just feel like, are we really ready for Season 2 of Tekken 8? I'm not so sure, because I feel like Season 1 hasn't even had a chance to fully settle, because when the game came out compared to how it is now, it's just so much different. Keep in mind, we used to have things like homing throws in the game, so the game just feels a lot different than it used to. I'm not sure if it's time for Season 2, but I guess a lot of people are really looking forward to that and anticipating that. And if they do want a big marquee announcement, that would fit the bill for that, so that seems the most likely thing outside of an announcement to me. I do hope they announce stuff like in-game events, even costume packs, or just stuff that everybody can enjoy, and it's just nice things to see when you boot up the game. I want to go into the Tekken Fight Lounge and see a special event for World Finals, that kind of thing, you know. But keep your eyes peeled for the Tekken World Tour Finals, keep your eyes peeled for the Game Awards. Hopefully we get some really sick announcements, and check out that video that I mentioned earlier about the guest characters. Let me know what you think in the comments. Take it easy. Peace.